Canelo putting out yet another statement regarding the WBC and the whole belt situation. Okay, look, let me just kind of freestyle here for a minute. Okay, you got Canelo. He's trying to play an angle where he wants to stand up, for all the boxers out there and himself included against, these corrupt bully, sanctioning bodies, right? Just basically leeching off of boxers, taking their money, mandatories, title eliminator fights, different versions of the WBC, the Continental, and there's so many different versions, right? So, but here's the thing. He'll play along with the rules as long as they work in his favor, right? I mean, how many times has Canelo been, or been in an interim fight? Or been a contender, a challenger, whatever you want to call it. He's used the ranking system now for his whole career. I mean, and in fact, you use that system to get to where you are as a boxer. I mean, every boxer, they want to be high up in the ranks, the top 10, the top 5. They want to be in line for a belt. What is my pathway to a belt? And that's what boxing is all about. It's about winning belts, right? Because when you have a belt, that's where the money is. So I don't understand, this stance he's taken against sanctioning bodies. He said on HBO 24/7 that he no longer wants to fight like champions, any belt holding champions. That he doesn't need that because he is the Canelo, right? But we all know. Look, here's what's happening. He's basically using this as an excuse to duck Gennady Golovkin, and we all know that. And he's digging himself deeper and deeper and deeper and deeper. He just keeps on digging that hole deeper, acting like he's just some, just spearheading, taking the lead, taking the charge against the WBC. But we know what he's doing. He's doing this to simply duck Gennady Golovkin, plain and simple. You can chop it up, slice it however you want. That's the truth, okay? Because like I said, the rankings, the sanctioning bodies, the belts have always benefited Canelo and every boxer out there for that matter. I mean, that's the ultimate goal. So, he puts out a statement, okay? Canelo talks WBC animosity with LA Times. Now, this is an article by LA Times, but here's a statement from Canelo. I won the belt with blood, sweat, sacrifice, a great training camp by beating Miguel Cotto. When I vacated it, they gave it to the other guy. Like, he can't even say his name because he's such a little bitch. He can't even say his name, right? They gave it to the other guy. I mean, have a little respect, right? I just watched a video where Gennady Golovkin was actually talking good about Canelo. So, I mean, this guy. But he didn't even go through a single training camp, and they gave it to him. They put it on the table. That's not an organization you can respect. Okay, hang on. I know what you're thinking. Okay, I just don't want anything to do with the WBC. Now, he is complaining because the WBC gave Gennady Golovkin a belt. Well, he was the mandatory. When you vacate a belt, right? When you vacate a belt, it goes to the mandatory, and it's like, not only that, keep in mind, Canelo, he's one belt away from becoming the undisputed middleweight champion of the world, okay? So, it's not like he's just, people are just giving him belts, and the WBC did not give Gennady Golovkin the belt. Canelo gave Gennady Golovkin the belt. You see, that's the part that Canelo is missing. He's missing that whole part. It wasn't the president here, Mauricio Herrera. It was Canelo that indeed gave Gennady Golovkin the belt. Okay, so this guy is just so delusional, right? And he says, he didn't go through one, single training camp and blah. So you fought an old ass Miguel Cotto, won the WBC, and then vacated immediately because you're doing the right thing for boxing. Fuck, come on, fuck, just come the fuck on, right? And then the WBC, they create this beautiful belt here, in honor of, the Mexican heritage, the tradition, Cinco de Mayo weekend celebration, to just commemorate and honor the fight. And Canelo basically said, if he wins it, he's not going to accept it. He's going to throw it in the garbage. I mean, seriously, like, do you guys hear my voice? Do you hear what I'm telling you here? I mean, what kind of champion, a grown man for that matter, acts like this? Like, seriously, this is a legitimate question to the Canelo fans, to the Saul Canelo fans out there. What kind of champion acts like this? That wins a belt, vacates a belt, and then blames the WBC, right? But yet benefited from the WBC prior to that. I mean, so where was his? Let me end here, okay, and answer me this question. Why wasn't he fighting against the WBC when he was fighting for the WBC belt? Meaning, leading up to the Miguel Cotto fight, where was his stance on this? Why wasn't he, taking charge and battling it out against the WBC? No, I mean, he only did it when it was convenient, and he needed a cover story for looking like a little coward bitch that ducked Gennady Golovkin. So it's just, I mean, it's so plain and simple to see. It really is. So anyway, guys, I just had to share this. I mean, I just had to share it. Now, I went and read a couple of comments across social media. Canelo knew he'd have to fight Gennady Golovkin if he won the WBC. Let's see, its rules, if I remember, didn't the same thing happen to Sergio Martinez, crying like a little bitch, blaming everyone for his own mistakes. Canelo fought Cotto with the agreement to face the mandatory next. Then, once he won the title, he asked for one fight at 160 to prepare for Gennady Golovkin, then picked Amir Khan. So keep that in mind, too. He needed to acclimate, and then he pulls a light welter up with only 3 fights at welterweight, at a catchweight, to acclimate to middleweight, okay? After Khan fight, he called Gennady Golovkin into the ring and said, "We don't fuck around in Mexico." Even in the post-fight, he was asked about the Gennady Golovkin fight. He said he was ready and then vacated. Okay, so how is the WBC at fault? He is a puss, coward, shameful to the Mexican greats. Okay. Well, whether or not you agree with Canelo, wasn't too keen on WBC either. Okay, blah blah blah. Canelo, right? Fuck the WBC. So you have guys like this here that just will defend him, with their life. I mean, they're just it's crazy. So, it's just bringing more excuses so he continued to duck Gennady Golovkin. Fuck him, Golden Boy Promotions. I mean, so see, this is how the Mexican fans feel out there, right here. Okay, now let me end with this comment here, because you always have this guy, right? This is the reason I don't put much stock into guys winning these belts in multiple divisions, like how the hell was Pacquiao versus Margarito a championship bout? Okay, I stopped following them belts a long time ago. Now, again, so I guess the fans are kind of like Canelo. They only follow the belts, and they only use the belts when it benefits their argument or their fighters. So, it's clear as day. I mean, the biased, thinking in boxing is ridiculous. And, if anyone out there truly believes that Canelo is standing up against the WBC, let me know. Please let me know. I would love to hear it.